Hello, this is Kyle Hall from Bywater Solutions, and I am here today to show you the Libki Jamex client. If you are going to set up the Libki Jamex client for yourself, the first thing you'll want to do is set up your Jamex machine. It will need to be one that is new enough that it has a USB port on it. If you have a Jamex machine that has a serial port on it, it is unfortunately too old and you'll have to get a newer one. That came to me straight from the Jamex people. So, unfortunately, if it's a serial port Jamex machine, you aren't going to be able to use it. But if you look on the back and it has a USB port, you're good to go. So once you have that set up, we can then proceed with setting up the Libki Jamex client itself. I already have my Jamex machine set up on this computer. So I am also have downloaded a copy of the Jamex client installer. I'm going to go ahead and start this. Alright, so there's only two pieces of information that the Libki Jamex client needs. It is your server address and an API key. So I have my server address right here. Mine is going to be weird because I'm using a development machine, but I'm going to go ahead and paste this in here. And that should be good. And then I also need to create an API key. So if I go to settings, and I go down to the API keys section, you can see I've already created an API key. I could create another one if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this one because it's already here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to paste this in here. Hit next. As to where I want to install it, I'm going to install it in the default place. I'm going to let it create a start menu folder. And I almost definitely want a desktop icon. So now it is installing all of the different libraries that it needs and the executable. This might take a minute or two. And we are done. And you can see I now have an icon on the desktop. I can get rid of that installer now. I don't need it anymore. And just if you're curious, you can find the configuration now. Typically, it's in the program data directory under libkey. Depending on the type of version of Windows you're using, it might be in a different place. But that is the most common place. And you will see that we have that same data that I put in the installer. If for some reason you need to edit it manually, you can access it from this file. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and launch the Libki Jamex client. So here it is. You see we get a login screen, and now I need to create a user to log in with. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new user for this, and I'm just going to call it JTest. Alright, just a plain user. And if I look, my user has no funds, $0.00. So now I should be able to log in. And look at that. So right now, it's saying that there is no money in the machine. Depending on the model of Jamex machine you might have like a coin slot, bill slots, a Jamex copy card slot. For example, my model is just a copy card model. But any of those should work. and you would deposit the money, and it would update this machine balance here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my copy card, and we'll see what kind of balance this has. So I have $3.23. Important note, if you see like a -1 as the machine balance, that means it was not able to connect to your Jamex machine. And there are some log files that we'd be able to take a look at, which would hopefully tell us why that is. All right, so I have $3.23 on my card. I can choose whatever amount of that I want to transfer to Libki. So I just put it in here. So I can just move this up, or I can type in here. So I'm going to put $1.50. I'm going to transfer $1.50 over. Depending on what you put your print pricing at, maybe that would pay for 15 pages of black and white, or I don't know, 4 pages of color. That is the pricing per page is all dependent on you. So then if I click transfer funds, it lets me know that it worked, and it actually spits my card out too. You can't see that, but you might have heard my machine spit it out. And we're back at the beginning. So that's the entire process. If someone wants to add money to their Libki account, they just log in, choose the amount of money from the amount they've deposited into the Jamex machine, and it gets transferred over. All right, there you have it. I hope that this has been educational and helpful. All right, take care.